Hi, my beautiful soul family. So we're going to pull some cards today. I'm really excited. So, the first deck I'm going to pull out of was the first deck that I ever got. It is the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And so I really, really love this deck. And so let's see what Spirit has to say. All right, universe. I come to you with love and light, and I'm asking any spirit that's here for my highest level of good and love to come through and give me in the collective whatever message that we are supposed to receive on this beautiful day. Thank you. All right. Oh, so we got one. Anything else out of this deck? All right. All right. So we got deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. This already stands out to me because as I shared on my introduction video, I have just gotten out of the hospital. I'm in a season of my life where I'm trying to reset things and reset a lot of things. I'll be honest. My life was going in chaos between my mental health, my physical health. Just everything just felt like chaos. And I was losing touch of things that are important to me and for my well-being and for my mental. And so deep replenishment is something that I know for sure I need. And from what I've seen in the collective, I feel like the collective needs some deep replenishment too. So deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. The most selfless thing you can do is fill up your own inner well. When we are running around half filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile? Overspilling with life. It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favorite cafe, attending a woman's circle, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or yin yoga. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be nourished, you nourish all the things around you, for there is more than enough to go around. Work your light action. Do something that deeply replenishes you today. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that really fits me. I am a people pleaser. It is a big thing that I've been trying to recover from and heal from. I've went through a very rough upbringing that kind of embodied me to become a people pleaser. And so for as long as I can remember, I've always measured myself based on other people's measuring stick for me. I've always wondered why I'm not enough or what I'm not doing right, or like just I've tried to mold myself into a version of me that fits into other people's box. And so this year has been a really big year for boundaries for me and stepping up within myself and just being like, this is me. This is me. And yes, I am on a healing journey. I'm not perfect. And you will never, ever, ever hear me claim to be perfect. But I'm trying. And, that's enough. I feel like all too much we tend to try to fit ourselves in these boxes in order for people to accept us, or in order for us to feel like we're important or we matter. When in reality, the only box we should be fitting ourselves in is the box that we make for ourselves. And let's be honest, it shouldn't even be a box. Like, life is all about growth. Growing, if you're doing it right, it's going to happen the rest of your life. You're never going to be the same person. People evolve. And so evolving is a very personal journey. And I'm not saying by any means that you shouldn't be held accountable. Of course, like, people should hold you accountable. And of course, people should be able to talk to you about things, right? But at the same time, if you know you're enough, and if you know that what you're doing is the best that you can give, that is enough. And I am here to tell you and me that you are enough. I'm enough. And so boundaries are really important. I really liked what this said about not being able to pour from an empty cup, because let's face it, I feel like a lot of us do that. I know I do. In my profession, I work as a direct support professional. Excuse me. So I work with people with intellectual disabilities. So my job is I constantly pour into people. I'm in school right now to be a licensed clinical social worker. So my goals and my career goals is to constantly pour into people. And that's just kind of who I've always been. I've always been a lover. I like to latch on to people and show my positivity and joy and just show them they're loved and cared about. But a lot of times I go on the back burner. A lot of times I don't give myself the self-care I need to come back. A lot of times, I don't know, I tend to put myself back here, right? And I feel like it's so important for all of us to learn how to put ourselves first, and not selfishly, like, put ourselves first. You can put yourself first while also being selfless. Like, it is possible, but it's really hard to do. And so that is something that I really do struggle with. And that's the beauty about my spirit team, is every time I pull a card, it really speaks to me and where I'm at right now. And I am in a place where I need to be retreating and resting and being held. And that's kind of where I'm going with making this channel, because as much as, like I said, I'm doing it to help others, in reality, I'm doing it to help myself. I met a new friend in a situation where it was for a project for school. I had to interview somebody for a diversity class to write a paper on, and I met somebody who is just a really awesome girl. Shout out Chardonnay. She kind of gave me this idea. So go follow her. She has amazing content. Beautiful person, is all about self-healing. She features devotionals and stuff like this as well. And so I've been watching her videos, and I was like, man, this gives me an idea. Maybe this could help me stay accountable and start, like, actually pouring back into myself and doing things that help me, because the reality is because of my ADHD, and just life, honestly, I get distracted in the midst of everything. I get these grand ideas, and so like I have a business, I make jewelry, I also make random other items. Right now I've been doing vinyl art, so that's been fun. So I do that. Of course I work, I DoorDash, and I go to school. So I do all these things, and I get lost in the mix of everything sometimes. And so I tend to retract, and the things that are most important for my soul tend to go on the back burner. And so this is me just trying to kind of be proactive and not doing that. So thank you for sitting here with me. So that's it for our first deck. I think I'm going to pull out of one more deck today. This was the Work Your Light deck. So I think it'll be really cool to go from our lighter self to the dark goddess within us, so our shadow. And so I'm going to ask again, universe, any dark goddesses, beings that are here for my highest level of good, please come through. Anything that's here that has nothing but unconditional love for me, and give me and the collective whatever message that we need to receive on this beautiful day. Thank you. Oh. So fun fact about me, when I'm doing cards, they have to fly out. And I do not like when groups fly out, because I'm not gonna lie, my intuition always trips me up. I'm always self-doubting. That is a big thing with me that I am trying to learn to get away from, is living in self-doubt. Oh, we got one. All right, universe. We got a couple. All right. So I'm hoping I'm not going to butcher some of these beautiful goddesses' names. I know two of them, but I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce the third. So please don't come for me. So the first one is the one that I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce. I think it's pronounced Sekhmet. She's hard to see there. So she doesn't have a head. That is all light. That is all light. So we're going to read on her first and see what the message is in this. So the card says empowerment. Sekhmet, empowerment. Empowering goddess, I call upon you to eliminate all of my life that is not true. Devour and destroy my guilt, fear, and blame. Set them alight in your solar bright flame. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Dark goddess guidance. You are quite the rebel, aren't you? Often going against the grain. You push through other people's boundaries without knowing what the effect will be. You have been a fighter all of your life, facing up life's challenges and overcoming other people's prejudice directed at you. You stand strong in your belief regardless of other people's thoughts and feelings. You always rise in opposition against those who are in power for all of the wrong reasons. Sekhmet calls you to see the truth from all perspectives. You are a force to be reckoned with as you fearlessly rise up to state your mind. Rebellion needs to be controlled and not forced at the cost of hurting others or seeking revenge for past hurts. This is your time to empower yourself and to assist others. Become a rebel with a cause, for you have been called to help others who have gone through similar situations and learn from any mistakes that you have made. Excuse me. Dark Goddess Foresight. Stop being a rebel for the sake of it. Speak your truth lovingly. Try to see both sides of any situation. Draw upon your past experiences to grow stronger. Call upon the strength of Sekhmet to truly stand in your power. Disregard any minor agitations and shine your light. Sekhmet revealed. Archetypal rebel of Egyptian origin, the powerful one was both a goddess of war and of healing. Depicted as a lioness and the fiercest hunter known to the Egyptians, her breath formed the desert. She protected the pharaohs and went against the grain. When caught up, she would rise and lead them in warfare. She seems pretty badass if you ask me, okay? So, fun fact about me, I'm very bold. As loving as I am, I'm very bold. What you see is what you get. Sometimes my words come out very harshly. Most of the time, I really don't mean them to. A lot of the times, I really mean no harm by it. It's just impulse control. Again, I have ADHD. I'm trying to get a better grip on it, but it is hard. It's really hard. So a lot of times, the way words come in my head is how they come out of my mouth. And so I tend to offend people sometimes, and I really don't even mean to. And I don't always like that. I don't always like that I can come off offensive. But at the same time, I am grateful that those who truly love me and who are in my life today appreciate that about me, because they know they can count on me for honesty. I'm not going to beat around the bush, but I do need to work on that. That's something that I do need to work on, and I do need to work on seeing things from other people's perspectives. There are situations where I do that really, really well, because I'm a very empathetic person. So there are situations where I see 1,000%, probably more than I should, from other people's lens. But especially if I'm wrapped up in anger or ego, I tend to not be able to see the other person's perspective for a little bit. Like it takes me a little bit of dwelling on, because my brain it will go around in circles trying to dissect situations. And so, yeah, it is something that I really need to work on. And so I invite you guys to work on it with me. So, yeah, be empowered. Heck yeah. So our next card is Hecate, and this one is protection. I don't know if you can see that down there. So let's see what Hecate has to say. Hecate, protection. Won't shed a tear, must stand alone. The path ahead is one to own. Release all duties of indemnation, guarded now from condemnation. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Dark goddess guidance. Most of the time you rejoice in people coming to you for help, advice, or just to be a shoulder to cry on. But when push comes to shove, who can you turn to? Let me just repeat that. When push comes to shove, who can you turn to? You can't protect the world, nor can you decide the fate of others for long. It will push you to your breaking point. You have reached an important crossroads where taking on the ills of others and responsibility for their actions is grinding you down. Hecate holds the keys to your future. Together you will stand before the gates of the great decision It is time to lay down the woes of the world and the burdens of others and step forward alone. And just like Hecate, you will learn and accept that you can still help from a distance if you choose. Those who have relied on you so much before will need to live their own lives and take responsibility for their own choices. Dark Goddess Foresight. Shielding someone from the truth is not helping them right now. Focus on your own ability to listen rather than your need to lecture. An old flame is circling. Ensure your insurance policies are valid and up to date. Make the repairs to your home that you have been long neglecting. Hecate revealed. Archetypal guardian of Greek origin, Hecate was the goddess of magic, witchcraft, the night, the moon, ghosts, and necromancy. She was the only child of the Titans, Perseus and Asteria, from whom she received her power over heaven, earth, and sea. She became the embodiment of the triple goddess with far-reaching powers and a wealth of wisdom. So, again, when push comes to shove, who can you turn to? I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful because I do have quite a couple people who are really good friends of mine who I know I can call at any given moment, and they would be there. But all too much in my history, I have been the person to show up. I will show up, and show out. And it's like people, A, will take advantage of it. B, they don't appreciate what I do, if that makes sense. They get stuck on whatever their issues are based upon me, and they throw me to the back burner. And so I have shown up tremendously in people's lives just to get pushed aside, and it's not always a good feeling. It's kind of hurtful, but that's life. Like, we are put, or at least I believe that we are put here in this beautiful world to grow. And so in order for us to grow, we're going to have to lose people. People who we really thought were just totally different. They're going to show their true colors, and that's okay. The whole point is to love yourself through it and to give yourself some slack. But to me, this just really speaks on not everybody and not everything is for you, and that's okay. But you are always for yourself. You always need to show up for yourself. I also really like how it says to make the repairs to your home that you've been neglecting, because right now I am in a season of doing that. I've let a lot of things get neglected due to my ADHD and where my brain has been in these last few months. And so right now I am resetting. I am in a place of reset. I'm resetting my house. I'm resetting just everything that I've neglected and that I have just kind of taken the back seat to, doing this, getting back into my spiritual principles, resetting, and so I encourage us all to stop neglecting the things that we've been neglecting for too long. And so let's heal that side together. My phone is dying. Of course, Hot Mess Express over here. So let's plug her in there that way. hold, please. All right, we're back. Okay, so our last card is going to be Isis Resurrection. So let's see what Isis has to say. And then this will be the last card of the day. Thank you for sitting here with me for this long video. Where are we at? Sam, alphabet. You know the alphabet. All right. Isis, resurrection. Self-sacrifice. The price is paid. Needs of others have been made. Time to rise and become the best for you and your kingdom. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place. Blessed be. Dark goddess guidance. Why have you sacrificed your own life for the sake of others? You have given away the most precious thing in life, you. This has been a full circle, huh? All these years of dedication for the sake of your principles, all the pain and suffering you have endured, and yet you still have ignored your own needs by putting others before you. This learned behavior has become a destructive pattern in your life. Stop self-imposing the victim upon yourself and take steps to live out your dreams. By self-sacrificing yourself, you have forgotten who you truly should be. Never act as others expect you to be. Instead, take responsibility for your life and quit blaming others for your disappointments and failures. You need to be in service to yourself, and first and foremost, take care of yourself and learn to say no to others, especially when their demands enslave you. Be like a phoenix as you rise from the ashes of resurrection, for Isis invites you to reclaim your personal power. Dark goddess foresight. Stop behaving like a martyr. Always help with a loving heart and never resentment. Hand any guilt over to Isis. Make a commitment to be kind to yourself. Make a list of your goals and take steps to achieve them. Take control and responsibility for your life. Seize the day. Isis revealed. Archetypal martyr of Egyptian origin, she was worshipped as the ideal mother, wife, protector of the dead, and the patroness of magic. Isis was instrumental in the resurrection of Osiris. She restored his body to life after having gathered the body parts that had been strewn about the earth by Set. So, it's just so funny how the universe works, because it's always a full circle moment with the universe. So I really feel like out of all these cards, the universe is calling us out to step into our authentic self and to live for us. Hold our boundaries strong, stand freaking like stone, stop allowing other people to bring you down. I just made a status on Facebook the other day that said something along the lines of never let anybody take your growth away from you. Because your growth is inner. Right? It is a journey within yourself. And so don't let people take that away from you. I feel like it happens all too much. Like, people disrespect boundaries. That's just life. And it sucks, especially for people like me who suck at holding boundaries. It sucks, but guess what? It is what it is. Like, you can't please everybody. You can try, but you're going to be miserable. And so I feel like the universe is really just calling us out to live within our authentic selves and just to live in true love, and let whatever else follow, as long as you're putting your best foot forward and as long as you're trying your best, that's what's important. The rest of it is what it is. All you can do is show up for yourself. And so rather than showing up for everybody else, the way that you do, start turning that inward. And I'm speaking to myself too. Oh, am I ever speaking to myself too? Because I know for sure I need to do that. I focus on what everybody else thinks about me 24/7. And you know, honestly, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. What they think about me don't matter. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, what does it really matter? But in that moment, it matters a lot. It feels like it does, at least. So yeah, universe, I just ask that you push me and the collective into this place of just loving ourselves for who we are, filling up our own cups, not worrying about everybody else, putting our own needs first. I just pray that you lift up everybody and you push us on this healing journey, and that we are able to just live authentically within ourselves and be the best men and women that we are capable of being. Thank you, universe, for always showing up. And if you guys have stayed tuned for this long for my first 30-minute video, thank you. And just continue to show your support. Not every video is going to be this long. We just had a lot of messages today, and so that's pretty cool. So love you, soul family. Womp, womp, womp.